First, I want to thank everybody for coming out, those who are participating. It is a very, very rainy day. My name is Sharon Black, and I am representing the People's Power Assembly. We have called today's press conference to announce a campaign to win justice for unemployed workers who have not received their benefits. Today, several workers will talk about their hardships and interaction with the Maryland Department of Labor's Division of Unemployment Insurance. A representative of the workers who work inside here will also speak on what is happening inside the department. And the People's Power Assembly is announcing a rally and unemployed workers speak out to take place on Saturday, May 22nd, 2 p.m., right here at 1100 North Eutaw Street. And we'll say a little bit more about that. All those who are unemployed, their families, friends, and all supporters are invited to join. The state is violating the CARES Act. Our benefits belong to us. Bills are due now, and it's life and death for us. We say service now, no more games, pay up now. Unemployment benefits are a right. We really have four very brief presenters, and I'll list the names. Cece, who is an unemployed hospitality worker, Rasika Ruparanatana, who's an unemployed warehouse worker, Joyce Butler with the People's Power Assembly, and Andrew Mayton, who is representing the workers, as I stated before, who work inside here. So without any further ado, we'll have a very short press conference, and people will talk about their experience with not getting unemployment benefits, what it means to them personally, and actually also the pressures that the workers inside of here are going under, basically to demand that the CARES Act money belongs to us. And we want them to pay up immediately, because otherwise people are going to lose their homes, their cars, their transportation, and everything else. So the first person I'd like to call up is Cece, who is an unemployed hospitality worker.
Good afternoon. My name's Cece. I'm an unemployed hotel worker. I worked in the banquet department at the Westin Hotel, BWI, and when the pandemic came, we were immediately laid off. All of the departments at the hotel, nobody's been called back to work. It's not just my hotel, but pretty much the whole industry is still shut down. People haven't come back to hotels or having weddings. I was getting my unemployment all the way up until the beginning of March, when Congress signed the CARES Act to extend unemployment benefits. For some reason, I just stopped getting my unemployment, and I would file my claims weekly, and they would just say on hold. I've called a couple times to find out what the problem is, and they say they're looking into it. If someone would get back to me. I haven't heard anything back. It's now 8 weeks where I haven't received payment. That means that I have no money to pay my bills. It's just by the grace of God that my landlord is a relative who's given me grace period to pay back my rent when I get, if I get my unemployment benefits. That money that the CARES Act that the Congress passed with Biden's signature is money that belongs to us. It shouldn't be held up. For whatever reason, people's lives depend on that money, and they need to release the money. And I'm not the only one. I've talked to many people who are also in the same situation, who don't understand why they haven't received their payments. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephen. I'd like to call up Rasika, who is an unemployed warehouse worker.
Hi, my name is Rasika Ruparanatana. My situation is my unemployment application is put on hold since December, and I haven't received any money since. The biggest problem is I can't figure out what's wrong with it. I cannot call, nobody answers the phone, and I have sent out multiple emails and no reply at all. I have no clue what else to do, because when you call, it doesn't leave you any other options to call back number or how long will it take, nothing. They just hang up on you and you have to start again and nobody answers the phone for 4 months. The worst part is, I call my car payment company, try to postpone my car payment. And when they find out that I'm unemployed, they told me I'm not qualified to postpone my payments. And these are private lenders, I have no way of fighting against it, except if I can get any help from my unemployment. And I had to apply for food stamps a few weeks ago because I'm not getting any money. And guess what? I haven't even received my food stamps card. It's probably stuck somewhere in post office. As you know, the post office have a lot of delays. So I wouldn't have to apply for food stamps if I'm getting unemployment. And the state is spending extra money because of it. You know what I mean? So I think this gotta end. I've been reading a lot of complaints on Facebook and Google, complaint after complaint after complaint. And same story like me. Nobody can reach these people. Did I miss something? Yeah, that's all I want to share. Thank you.
Thank you, Rasika. And again, this is why we're holding a major protest right here at this building on May the 22nd on Saturday at 2 p.m. And the purpose of that demonstration is to bring out a lot of the people that Rasika just talked about, who haven't received a dime of their benefits, who are facing losing their cars, losing their homes, losing their apartments, not being able to eat because they're not getting their CARES Act money, which is guaranteed to them. We feel that's like a benefit that people have a right to. So again, there are many, many other people, and I think that Rasika and Stephen were very eloquent about the suffering that they are having, and week after week trying to reach an office where they can't even get a person on the phone. And as you see, we wouldn't be standing in front of here if the doors weren't open, but they're closed. And while everything is opening up to make money, the services for people are still closed. So I'd like to call up Joyce.
I'm Joyce Butler. I'm a member of the People's Power Assembly. And today we're here in the rain because there has been a flagrant failure on the part of state officials to process unemployment claims. The people of Maryland are in a combined crisis. Not only are the residents of this city involved in a pandemic, unemployment officials have pushed claimants into a harsh financial crisis. People are facing homelessness. This issue is severe. There should not be hour-plus waits to speak with a real person at unemployment. Press this, press that. No more computer prompts. Stop it. Get the people of Maryland the benefits they have worked for. The CARES Act, that's money for claimants, unemployment folks. Unemployment officials have fallen down on the job. We want you to get up. Unemployment officials have fallen down on the job. Get up. Process unemployment claims and cancel evictions in Maryland.
The workers in charge.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for being out here in the rain. My name is Andrew. I represent the workers in the Department of Labor and the state of Maryland all over. I can't divulge too much because procedurally we're going to be going through some processes for recourse and to negotiate what's happening inside the Department of Labor. But this is what's very clear. And what I can announce is that they have instituted a policy of mandatory overtime for Department of Labor adjudicators. They don't have a problem doing this, but they see it as the workers having to foot the bill for the mistakes and poor decisions of upper administration and upper management. There's a number of things that we're going to be investigating about why there's such a gross backlog of unemployment claims that directly have to do with bad decisions by upper management. The very first thing is the beacon system that was implemented within the state of Maryland in July of 2019. The workers registered a lot of complaints about this system, about how it slows everything up. 5-minute tasks now become hour-long tasks. They cannot get through these processes like they need to. And so they've been trying to tell upper management, since this happened, this is slowing us down. So what we need to do is have upper management and the administration listen to the workers that actually do this work, take their advice, consult with them, and get rid of this backlog. In lieu of that, they need to just pay out the unemployment benefits. They need to just take the L, take that loss.
Yes.
You'll find the funding. There's plenty of funding under the CARES Act. Maryland was a recipient of billions of dollars in CARES Act funding. You will find that funding. Pay out the unemployment now. So what I want to ask people who see this to do is to follow the People's Power Assembly Facebook page. Keep an eye on it. If you're signed up for the People's Power Assembly email list, keep an eye out for the emails. We are announcing a rally that's going to be here again Saturday, May 22nd at 2 p.m. But we're also releasing a form so that people who are unemployed can register what's happening with them. We need as many people to fill that out. If you're unemployed, having problems, if you're unemployed and not having problems, if you've run out of unemployment, fill out that form. Join us here. This building, this administration, this service, this right of unemployment insurance is for a lot of people the only thing standing between them and poverty, homelessness, hunger, starvation. So hopefully you'll be able to join us on Saturday, May 22nd. But in the meantime, keep an eye out on the People's Power Assembly Facebook page and email list. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew. So this concludes our presenters. So if anybody has any kind of questions, and just to reiterate, again, May 22nd, Saturday at 2 p.m., we will be here at 1100 North Eutaw Street for a speak out for those who've been impacted by the failure of the state and upper management, really, to give us what we need, and that's our unemployment benefits, which are our right. So if any of the press that's gathered here today want to ask questions of any of the presenters, please feel free. We put this area here so you didn't have to stay out in the rain. So at this point, you're welcome to talk to people individually, or if you have to get back to your station for the film, that's cool too, whatever works. But we'll be back out here. And I do want to say one thing. We are collecting the individual grievances and what we might want to call affidavits and depositions from people, and are considering legal action against the state of Maryland for denial of our property rights to the CARES Act money, which is ours. There is a legal precedent for this under constitutional law, federal law, state law, etc. So we are looking at legal action along with protests. But as Andrew, representing the union, said, it's very important for us to also organize unemployed workers union also, so that we can stick up for each other if somebody is evicted, if somebody is losing their car, so that we can find ways of supporting each other rather than people being depressed and feeling bad and feeling horrible that it's all their fault and they don't have a penny and they've been waiting and waiting. And we've gotten calls from a lot of other people too about the same thing. People are just desperate and they feel powerless because there's nobody to go down to. Everything's virtual. City council's virtual. You can't get to anybody right now. So I'm going to end, but I anybody wants to ask a question of any folks, Jessica, Andrew, Joyce, Shaw, when they come a little closer, I know we all get vaccinated, so, afterwards, so if any of you want to ask a question.
I mean, each of you spoke to this a little bit. For a lot of these people, this is a matter between, you know, keeping their homes and keeping food on the table. You know, what does it mean for all these people who are facing that, and like, what is them getting this money means?
I can just talk about myself. So I just got vaccinated. So this is for me to start looking for work, right? That's what everybody wants. But my car tag is about to expire, and I don't have money to pay insurance. How am I going to look for work? You know what I mean? I have no ability, no money. And the worst part is I had a little bit of savings, but my car broke down 3 months ago, and all that money just went into fixing that car. And I could be not just losing the tags. If I don't pay the payments, I could also lose the car. So it puts us all into really difficult position.
Like I stated before, it's only by the grace of God that my landlord is my relative, and so they've been, you know, very sympathetic and, you know, willing, but it's putting them under strain because they have to pay the mortgage on that property, and they were depending on my income. So it's not just my situation, it's also the person who I'm renting from can't pay the mortgage, so it's difficult all the way around. But the gas and electric is in my name. It's in the thousands, my gas and PG&E bill. They haven't turned it off, but I tried to apply for energy assistance, and every time I go to apply online, it always kicks back with some saying that I had submitted enough information. The problem is a lot of it is that they've opened up businesses, but they haven't opened up services for folks to actually find out what the problem is. Why can't I get energy assistance? Why can't I speak to anyone from the Department of Labor to find out? What I think would solve the problem a great deal is everyone who was receiving unemployment before the CARES Act should have just automatically been extended, except for the state of Maryland decided that folks had to get reapply or recertified, which brought a lot of confusion to folks. If they were already receiving unemployment under the previous PUA, under the Pandemic Act, the previous one, and when the CARES Act, it should have just been automatic. It shouldn't have been, you know, well, you have to apply again, you have to submit this letter or proof of employment. You were already in the system already knew that you were collecting unemployment. It should have been a no-brainer just to go ahead and extend those people's unemployment. But they went through some process which is called the backload. And I see on the TV or on the news jobs report that they were expecting 1 million jobs and only 200,000 jobs were created, and that 8 million people are still unemployed from this pandemic. That's 8 million people who had jobs previously before this who don't, and hundreds of thousands and tens of thousands of those people right here in Maryland and rely. And that money from unemployment also goes back into the community, to the small businesses, to the businesses, and if we don't have that money, it's going to affect the overall economy. Thank you.
I just want to add that we're not just saying that this is life or death. That is a reality. People are suicidal. So what this means is that if these gentlemen and other people who are unemployed do not get benefits, there are going to be mental health issues. You know, it's going to be a ripple effect. And it starts at the top of unemployment and it just trickles down.
Any other questions?
I was gonna do like a one-on-one, if that was okay.
Okay, that's fine. Anybody else have any questions? And then people can do one-on-one.
Can I just get the spelling of everybody name?
Yeah.
Sure. I got that. I can give that to you. Okay, so we're gonna, end the formal press conference, and if any of the news looks to talk to individually, you're welcome. And, we look forward to a major protest here in the night people on May 26th.
Do you mind if I start with you?
I know.
Sorry, I don't want to be in your way. And then let's come to you after. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
If you don't mind, can I get your name?
Sure. My name is Steven, S-T-E-P-H-E-N.